Wrestle Addict Radio HQ, representing kings of the rings to the fullest. King Ricky made the hot tag to Willie T, and out of nowhere like Randy is the Queen Bee. K-Fay brother, 400 plus in the bag like money in the bank brother. See when they pod, it's the opposite of common. Look at the comments, crowned in a certified top 10. You heard? Kings of the Rings pod. Throw up a too sweet when you see the squad. Like a chop in a, I know you feel it. Kings of the Rings are the illest. Kings of the Rings are the illest. Kings of the Rings are the illest.
The illest.
Yes. Offbeat as always. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Kings of the Rings podcast, episode number 413. We are coming at you live from Twitch, from Facebook, from YouTube at Kings of the Rings podcast, and at Wrestle Addict Radio. It is a big, beautiful BBW wrestling weekend. We have not one, not two, I feel like LeBron when he went to Miami, not three, but four major events going on this weekend. Most of them in Atlanta, another one in Texas. We're talking AEW's All In. We're talking NXT's Great American Bash. We're talking Saturday night's main event and Mance's favorite retirement ever. And we are talking about the second coming of Evolution, 7 years in the making, I guess. I'm your host, King Ricky Rose. Thank you for joining us. With me, as always, is Willie T. Will, how are you?
You know, I'm very scared of this weekend because the last time there was an Evolution show, I went to work on Monday and got fired. So, well, I got let go, I should say.
Hold on. What?
Yeah,
I never knew this.
2018, it was the weekend, it was like Halloween weekend or whatever. It was the Evolution weekend, just like Randy Savage. That Monday or Tuesday was October 30th, and that was the day I got let go of my first job out of college. So I didn't get fired. I got let go. That's how I always remember what day it was, because it was right after Evolution, which is why that picture at the end always gives me chills. In our intro, it's like, yep, that's when I was employed.
That's beautiful, man.
And then it was a very long unemployment. 10 months of being unemployed. That was rough.
Unemployed is the thing. I think I kind of remember that now, but who knows? Subbing in because Kay apparently could not beat the heat, but someone who is used to the heat because he is from the South, a man who is a gift of a podcast legend.
Remember the GOP.
Mance Chappell, welcome back. I know this isn't WrestleMania, but this is a WrestleMania-like week.
It's kind of WrestleMania. There's 1,000 hours of wrestling this weekend.
Yes.
That's WrestleMania.
As of right now, there are 20 confirmed matches that I have found across 4 shows. Okay.
That is too many.
That is a lot of matches.
And ironically, two of those cards aren't complete yet.
And most of them I don't know.
Yeah, this is going to be a fun show. I did all of my research, and so we are going to have fun talking about all of this stuff. But before we get to that, last time we were here, we did talk about Night of Champions, or we did a preview of Night of Champions. And really quickly, because we're going to have a lot of things to go through, what are our thoughts on Night of Champions? Mance?
God, I've slept since then. I remember I remember just the end of John Cena and Cody Rhodes. I thought it was I loved how it was constructed at the end. For a second, or not Cody Rhodes, Punk. Cody was there. I was certain at one point Punk had it, which was surprising to me because I knew better. When he caught the foot on the 7th move of Doom, I was like, yeah, he's got him. Punk's going to win. And then he didn't, and Seth didn't cash in. And I was like, okay, they hooked me. They pulled me in on a show I didn't give a fuck about. So good job. The rest of the show, Jade Cargill dressed like Storm, and I remember at WrestleMania we talked about how much you wanted to see that. And that's what I remember from the show.
Yeah, I was really, I loved Jade Cargill dressing as Storm. One way to take advantage of the rules and regulations of the country that you're performing in to your advantage. But also, we could have saved that for a bigger and better show.
SummerSlam, where she'll probably win the world title.
Maybe. And
she's winning that world title.
the rest of the card for me, I thought there were from a book. Wrestling was fine. from a booking perspective, I didn't enjoy some of the outcomes. Like, granted, Cross somehow survived losing to Sammy in Saudi. I thought Raquel should have won. They set it up perfectly for Raquel to win and to make her look strong, and somehow Rhea just went Super Cena and beat Raquel, even though Roxanne interfered, which I thought would have been great for their, storyline. And then the other thing that I thought, as much as the main event was perfectly fine, I thought it was a little too overbooked with people running in.
Yeah, I agree.
Shockingly, I didn't mind it being overbooked.
I did. You know what? It bothered me because we built this up as one final time, Cena and Punk.
It doesn't feel that way. It feels like we got one final time.
I don't know. Trips was like, this is the last time they're going to fight. It could be a multi-man.
Yeah.
I can see.
Last one-on-one fight. No, I do agree with you, Ricky. It made the match feel way too long.
Yeah.
Because I didn't watch it live. I watched it, I think that night or the next day.
I had something to do, so I watched it later too.
I paused to see how much time was left in the main event, and it was like, oh my god, an hour and a half. It didn't account for like a half hour, like whatever the post show was. It includes some of that, and because Peacock's UI is terrible. But I was like, damn, this is gonna be a long match. So yeah, the match was probably about 45 minutes, give or take, including entrances, which is long, and it was fine. But the crowd was with it. The crowd was phenomenal. That's one thing I remember about the show. The crowd
was great. The crowd was great.
They didn't give a fuck about those women's matches, but they were loud and very into everything else.
Yeah.
Rhea and Raquel put on a great match. It was like, even though Raquel lost, it really was like her coming out party again. It's just like, oh yeah, this is what she can do. And I thought it was very well done. Becky, did Becky have a match? Becky, I can't remember what his card.
It was Jade and
then the finals. Yeah, I thought Cody and Randy also told a good story. Randy couldn't pull the trigger, but Cody could. It's a good story. It's good foreshadowing because one of them is going to turn heel soon. So, and the rest of the card, it was solid. It was the bar. The rest of the WWE has just been the bar recently. It's a solid 7.5, no better, no less.
Yeah, it was I was almost mad that Solo won the United States Championship.
Yes. That's the one thing I did not like.
But I was like, you know what? They added another Tongan, so they're like the Wayans brothers at this point. There's always another one.
Dude, for real though. I was like, and they all had the same variation of the same name, sort of.
So now it's Tama Tonga, Tonga Loa, and Hikuleo, which is what he originally went by. Is now somebody in creative thought this was ridiculous and they allowed
Tonga
it.
Lala.
No, it's Tonga.
No, it's Tala Tonga.
Because he's Tala.
He's Tala.
God. Yeah.
Tala.
Oh, I miss that guy. Let me holler at you.
I was going for Teddy Long, but no, the Dave Chappelle bit is way better.
The Dave Chappelle bit is so much better.
Let me holler at you.
Yeah, it's Tala Tonga is what he's going by, which I'm like, fine, cool, whatever.
I mean, honestly, like it's not what we fans wanted. Like we want Jacob, we like Jacob, but I think in the long run, it'll be fine because you've invested, like from the business perspective, from Triple H's perspective, it's like, listen, we've spent years dedicating time to Solo Sikoa. We can't just bury him.
We can't abandon him,
and abandon the people we've also signed around him, meaning the Tongas and the Talas. So, like,
Tala is a Tongan.
And the JC Ascara, is that his name? No, that's Yankees backup
Jeff
catcher.
Cobb. Yeah, no, it's JC Mateo.
JC Mateo, yeah, Jeff Cobb.
Yeah,
so
Jeff Cobb.
And like it continues the storyline. Jacob will be fine. Like,
he just released a mixtape with Rikishi.
I was gonna say this for the post show, but Ricky, real quick, is it racist that he's allegedly said the N-word in that song?
I haven't listened to it yet, so I'll have to get back to you on that, like another episode. But I have not listened at all.
Because I was just like, huh.
I also haven't cared to listen to.
Yeah, I know. Will shouldn't holler. Thanks, Charles. So yeah, that would be an interesting one. Is it okay that not Jeff Cobb, what the hell's his name? Jacob Fatu said the N-word in a mixtape with Rikishi.
It's weird. Although I do like this title, Charles, show title idea, the free temptation of Ray Charles.
Damn.
I'm gonna take note of that.
That's
one.
Good. We're gonna workshop that one.
Yeah, we're gonna workshop that. We're gonna use that one for another one.
That's good.
Time. Yeah, that's very, very good. But let's move along because we have a lot of wrestling to go over. Night of Champions was what it was. It's somewhat kind of irrelevant now. But let's move to the first show this weekend, and that is NXT's Great American Bash from Atlanta, Georgia at 2:30 p.m., aka 3 o'clock, from the legendary Center Stage in Atlanta. Anybody who's a big wrestling fan knows that Center Stage is a pretty big deal. WCW Saturday Night filmed out of Center Stage for years. NXT previously has held their weekly show from Center Stage from time to time. I believe it was when they were going between Full Sail and the Performance Center full time. They rented out Center Stage for several weeks. This is during the Ciampa and Gargano era that they did Center Stage. So Center Stage is a big deal for them to be holding the Great American Bash. I don't know if I'm going to be seeing this live because I'll be going to Superman on Saturday. So that's going to take up a lot of my time. And to be honest with you, this is one of the cards that is not full yet. There's only 3 matches that we know of so far. So if there are any other predictions that we're going to do them off air. Or if somebody chimes in the chat and lets us know. But the first match on the card is going to be for the NXT Championship. I know Will has no idea who Yoshiki Inamura is.
Dude, he looks like the Honky Tonk Man in cosplay Honky Tonk Man.
He came from Pro Wrestling Noah overseas in Japan. He's in a storyline with Josh Briggs as his tag team partner. The story was he was supposed to go back to Pro Wrestling Noah, but he decided to stay, and now he's going to go for the big thing. He won a match. He's going up against Obafemi, the Ruler, for the NXT title. I have no expectations for Inamura, so anything he does will probably surprise me, but Obafemi is going to annihilate him at some point.
Yes, Obafemi's not losing his title ever.
Inamura is going to take a great beating.
Yes. Yes.
I have no qualms about that. It's going to be wonderful to watch, but there's no universe where Inamura is going to leave the Great American Bash with the NXT title.
Correct.
Absolutely. I mean, there was also no universe that we thought Jacy Jayne was going to be an NXT Women's Champion, and here we are.
It's fair.
But no, I think this one, knock on wood, there it is. Yeah, I think it is guaranteed that Obafemi keeps his title for a very, very long time. And I saw something that I thought would be great for Obafemi's future. We'll talk about that maybe on the post show. So yeah, Oba all the way. Kay has sent in their predictions, and
Kay's also going Oba.
Kay is also going Oba. All right, so let's move because we're gonna speed around some of this stuff when we can. Next match on this card, we have the NXT Women's North American title on the line. Izzi Dame, who is the blonde on the right of your screen.
That's the same woman. That's the same woman.
No.
Yeah, I was gonna say which. It looks like we got Lillian Garcia and Tiffany Stratton.
Izzi Dame, the one not holding the North American title and the straight hair and the braid, versus Sol Ruca, the one with the wavy colored hair and holding the North American title. Well, you will know Sol Ruca because she has the modified RKO that she calls the Soul Snatcher.
It's a good flip into the stunner guy.
The flip into the stunner woman. Yes.
Soul Snatcher is a great name for a finisher. It's a great name for a finisher. Was she in the Rumble?
I want to say no, she was not.
But she was in a really great. She was in a ladder match at Stand and Deliver, and she did one off the damn ladder.
She did the Soul Snatcher off the ladder. Yes, I remember that.
Nice. So, I feel like I've seen her on WWE TV previously.
As long as she doesn't braid her hair or straighten it, she's easy to pick out because of the beach waves. But she insists upon straightening her hair, and so she looks like all of them.
You know what, Mance? You wish you could straighten hair.
I do not forget. Should I grow this out and straighten it, I become Bray Wyatt. It's just what happens.
And how come you haven't yet?
Because I'm a mailman and it's 1,000 degrees outside.
That's fair. And you got to carry that big old bag of mail.
Understandable. Izzi Dame, you may not have seen. They've been very back and forth with her. She's now joined Sean Spears' cult called the Cullen, and they're trying to make her a thing. She has a lot of potential. Sol Ruca just has been marketed a little bit better. She tag teams with Zarya a lot of the time. She's also doing double duty this weekend as well.
Damn.
Yes, and she is also, fun fact, invited to the cookout. So, with that being said, I'm still going to go with Sol Ruca because there's too much money in her.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I've heard of her, so that's who she gets.
That finisher, and Kay is also picking Sol Ruca. Mance, what do you got this? I know you watch NXT.
I do watch NXT. I wouldn't be surprised at all if they put this title on Izzy Dame. And with no other title matches to speak of, and Oba clearly not losing. I'm good. Yeah, what the hell? I'll say Izzy Dame because Sol Ruca has other things to do this weekend, and it puts some intrigue into that match. So Izzy Dame, why not?
It'd be interesting. Okay, I'm picking Sol because I want Sol to show up at Evolution with that title because it makes that more prestigious.
And that's fair too. But Izzy Dame could show up in the Battle Royal with that title.
This is also true. The Battle Royal, there's like 7 Battle Royals this weekend. It's really annoying.
Some of them have weird casino rules.
It's hard to predict. It makes it really hard to predict.
That makes it really hard to predict. So there's a lot of weird stuff here. So the final match that we know of so far with NXT's Great American Bash is a tag team match where Jordynne Grace and Blake Monroe, yes, she looks like Mariah May because that is Mariah May, now known as Blake Monroe versus Fatal Influence, which is going to be an amalgamation of either JC Jane, Fallon Henley, or I'm totally blanking on the last woman's name. I have a picture with her too. It's really bad of me.
JC Jane, Fallon Henry, Jasmine Nix.
Jasmine Nix. There we go. That is really bad of me. I have a picture.
What
of her
a name, Jasmine Nix.
Former D1 soccer player.
Is it NIX? How's she spell Nix?
It's NYX.
Okay, I don't like her anymore.
You have a picture with her, Will.
I do?
Yeah. When we went to WrestleMania in Philly, she was the one in the arm sling.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't know. Yeah.
Sure.
She's originally from like upstate New York too. Anywho, be it as it may, it's going to be an amalgamation of that, JC Jane and Fatal Influence, because JC Jane is always in some sort of fatal or toxic faction. If you know the history of JC Jane, because she was once part of Toxic Attraction with Mandy and Gigi Dolan, and now she's leading Fatal Influence because JC Jane for some reason cannot stand on her own, but she has been meddling with Blake Monroe, who is the new person in town, and Jordynne Grace has come to her defense. That's kind of a story here. So now we just have this random tag team match because JC Jane is putting her title on the line at Evolution against Jordynne Grace the following day. So it's going to be a toss-up for this. With that being said, I think where they're going to want to make JC Jane look strong going into Evolution, because the bigger moment and the bigger match, I think, will be Jordynne Grace beating JC Jane at Evolution. So I think Fatal Influence is going to win, just on a pure numbers thing. It's hard because this is going to be Mariah May / Blake Monroe's debut match in NXT.
Oh, it's her debut. She's not losing. Please, Ricky. I like the thought, like the idea, but don't overthink it. It's a debut match. She's not going to lose.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, Kay is also going Jordynne and Blake as well.
I'm going Jordynne and Blake as well. It is Blake Monroe's debut. But I'm going off Rick's same logic as is going into this title match. They want Jordynne to also look strong. If I'm predicting the whole finish, as I tend to do, I have Jordynne pinning Fallon, not pinning.
Okay.
Just Jordynne wins, looks strong, maybe off like combination move with Blake Monroe, Mariah.
Yeah, May. Blake Monroe. Yeah.
Why couldn't it be Mariah Monroe? That makes so much. Anyway,
I liked April May, but that was just me.
I liked Mariah March. That made sense to me.
Mariah March.
But no, Jordynne pins Fallon. The baby faces win.
Yeah, I don't think JC Jane's even going to be competing in this match, to be honest with you.
I'm looking at this card here. It says it's JC and Fallon.
Oh, okay. So no Jasmine Nix.
That's Wikipedia. So
yeah, we'll let it go. All right. So with that being said, we are one down on here. So that is all we have right now for NXT's Great American Bash coming from Atlanta. There are probably going to be like two more, at least one or two more matches. One of the segments that is guaranteed is the contract signing for the TNA World Championship match for Slammiversary between Joe Henry
wild sentence
and Trick Williams. I know. Between Joe Henry, Trick Williams, Santana might be involved as well. I will say, when we get to it next week, Slammiversary looks freaking awesome, Will.
Oh yeah.
I'm telling you that right now.
Yeah, I saw it was it was like it was a WWE main event match pretty much. The guys got released. Cedric Alexander versus Mustafa Ali.
Yeah.
Okay, that was like a pre-show to Raw match. Great.
You know, we saw that match before, right?
Was that a Cruiserweight Classic match?
That was the pre-show to WrestleMania 34. Would they put the Cruiserweight title on the line?
Yeah.
I remember that match. That match slapped.
Yeah, because there was a big push where everybody's like, everybody needs to be in their seats for that match, and everybody was, and they put on a fantastic match. There's that. The iconic.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah. 7, 8 years ago?
7.5 years ago.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, that was 2018.
Yeah. All right. So, but back to
I was still employed.
I was still married. Hey,
that's very true. I was still single. But anyway, back to great. It's a great amazing match. We're going to crown it. How well do you think this PLE is going to be? For me, this is the one that I'm probably the least excited about, to be completely honest with you. But NXT still has a chance of delivering. I'm going to go 7.5.
It's the bar, dude. 7.5. When you don't have any expectations set at the bar. The bar is 7.5. The expectation is at least a 7.5.
If that's the bar, then I'll go with the bar, 7.5.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
There's nothing gonna be wrong with it, but I'll be working, so at some point I'll watch it during the weekend. I'm not terribly excited to catch it though.
I'll let Ricky tell me how good it was.
I'll definitely fill you in. It's gonna be a busy week for me. College football 26 is coming out, and Superman, and a whole crap ton of wrestling. It's good. I'm not gonna be around or accessible to a lot of people this week.
It's a good week to be a nerd.
Yes, huge, great week to be a nerd. Great week to be a nerd. Speaking of nerdy stuff, AEW is putting on their biggest show of the year at the same time of Great American Bash. And that's one of the reasons why I'm not excited for Great American Bash. Because truth be told, of all the cards and all those shows that are going on this weekend, this is the best card. And I don't say that a lot about AEW. This is the best card by a mile, I think. Evolution might rival it. But I think top to bottom, this is a really good card. This is really good. So it's going to be Great American Bash and AEW's All In from Globe Life Stadium or Globe Life Field, where the Texas Rangers play, 3 p.m. Eastern time. So this is going to be interesting that All In's happening in the afternoon. Their big show of the year is happening in the afternoon.
That is
instead
weird.
Of like nighttime.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why they're doing that.
Right now, from what we know, this is going to be their largest gate ever in America.
It's in Texas too. It's hotter in the afternoon.
There's a roof. There's a roof.
Oh, okay.
Here's how this went down, and WWE did not counter program. They set up All In, and the WWE set up Saturday Night's main event. And so Tony was like, "We're not going to compete with a free live show. We'll move it to the afternoon." And WWE was like, "Well, we're going to put Great American Bash at the same time, and then we're going to put something Sunday night so you can't move it there." So they're not counter-programming. They're just absolutely counter-programming everything.
Listen, that's great chess. I love it when they compete like that on the side. That's a great chess move.
In theory, it should push them both to be greater, and we'll see.
Yeah, we'll definitely see what happens. So this card is, like I said, I think their best built card that I haven't been excited for an AEW card in a very, very long time. They've sold, I think, over 40,000 so far, from what I heard.
It's a very good gate.
It's a great gate. And it's the first time All In, outside like the first one, is going to be back in the States. They've been at Wembley for the longest time. Yeah. So this is a very, very big deal. They have a lot of stuff going on that weekend. Oh, yeah. Super Card of Honors the night before. Don't go. Because you'll be there forever.
Never go to another Super Card of Honor. I'm still at the one I went to in New Orleans right now. God.
Super Card of Honor. We're doing like a karaoke event too. Like AEW is doing a lot of stuff.
What did we go to instead of Super Card of Honor?
We went to really take over awesome. New Orleans.
Oh, way better. Not even close.
Yeah.
Not even close. That takeover was insane. And that was Trumpet Gargano won.
The wrong show.
Yeah. Yeah. That was the first ever North American title ladder match.
Yeah. EC3 and Lars Sullivan and Ricochet were all in there.
Debuts. Those are debuts.
Remember Lars Sullivan?
Yeah, let's not.
I will say this. That Supercard show in New Orleans had, to this day, what I consider the best live match I've ever seen on its pre-show. It was Kota Ibushi and Hangman Adam Page.
That sounds about
And
right.
Wow. Beautiful. And then 26 hours later, I got to leave.
Very true. So this, and actually, of all the cards booked this weekend, this has the most matches with 8. They actually put together a solid. It's 8.
And they're still going to probably add 2 more.
They shouldn't. The card right now is fine.
It's better than 12.
It's better than 12 or 16 or whatever stuff they've done. So let's go with the top of the card here. The main event of main events this weekend. The AEW Championship is on the line. Hangman Adam Page trying to take the briefcase and the title back from Jon Moxley. And what was just announced last Wednesday on Dynamite, it is going to be a Texas death match.
Ooh, baby.
Yeah.
Dude, the Cowboy's going to win this one. Hangman's a cowboy.
Somebody get like blood transfusions ready and staple removers, and this is going to be a mess.
This is going to be a mess. I'll tell you right now, I need Hangman Adam Page to win because I'm really ticked off at AEW put their belt in a briefcase for almost half a year, and nobody's seen Jon Moxley. They've allowed Jon Moxley to do this forever. It's built up to this. I didn't think Hangman Adam Page himself was the best option when he beat Will Ospreay. I thought it was tailor-made for Ospreay versus Mox, but since they're going the deathmatch route, I still think Ospreay would have been great to overcome a deathmatch scenario, but they're keeping him to the side for now. And they've done a great job of making Hangman Page like a great babyface. I forget the fact that he had semi-racist tendencies against his Swerve feud for a long time, and it was really concerning for a very, very long time. I was just watching Dynamite from last week, and he forced Mox to do a deathmatch by hitting Marina Shafir with a buckshot lariat.
Ooh.
Yeah. I've seen that. It's very nice.
She took it well. It was also a 300th episode of Dynamite. So I was like, wow.
Wow.
Dynamite had 300, Collision is at 100.
How many nights?
Who cares?
I know. I only watched Dynamite, to be honest with you.
Damn, 300 episodes of Dynamite. That's impressive.
It's very impressive.
It's impressive.
Yeah. And so
there were how many episodes? There were only 288 Nitros. When did it surpass Nitro? Shows how much I've been watching. Shows how much I've been watching AEW recently.
A couple of months ago, it surpassed Nitro.
I'll be damned.
Yeah, so I listen. I think the Mox experiment with the Death Riders has run its course. It's like the most unentertaining thing in AEW for me, at least. And so I think if we're gonna make a big change, we're gonna make a big splash. It's the Cowboy in Texas. Will said. Hangman Adam Page has to win.
Yeah, Hangman's taking this. I mean, the guy, AEW in general has been on a roll. Their ticket sales have been a lot better. Their shows have been better booked, a little more tight, I think, from what I hear.
It has been, yeah.
Hangman is one of those pillars you can always go back to, and as is Mox. So, like, Mox doesn't lose anything by losing the title, which in and of itself is not a bad thing, not necessarily a great thing either, but Hangman is going to be a great champion again. There's plenty of feuds he can go with. I'd love to see him and Swerve go back at it again. So, yeah, give it a Hangman on Page.
Yeah. What do you got here, Mance?
Moxley.
You and Kay have the same mind. Kay also picked Mox.
Well, we were the final hosts of the Gift podcast. One thing Tony Khan likes to do is stick to his story. And the way it was set up right after Mox won this title was for Darby to get destroyed then and show up later and take the title back. I still think Darby Allin's going to be the one to do it. I think it might be an all out. But at the end of this, by hook or by crook, I see Mox holding this title, and then maybe Darby shows up right then to lay claim to it. And in 6 weeks at All Out, that's when it ends. But I'm going with Moxley, and if I'm wrong, thank God. But I don't want Moxley to win. I just think he's going to win.
Fair enough. I don't want Darby with the AEW World title is bigger than Darby, but that's just me. I mean, he did give Darby time off to climb Mount Everest and whatnot, so yeah, good for him.
Darby's a psycho, dude.
Yeah, we know that. We watched him almost die to Cassius Ohno.
It was incredible. It was fucking incredible.
It was a great match. That was a bonus match. I wish we would have recorded that too. But that was great. So I still say Adam Page, but I wouldn't be surprised. I would just be disappointed that Mox won again because Now to probably the match that everybody knows who I'm going to pick. The AEW Women's World Championship is on the line. Timeless Toni Storm puts her title on line against Mercedes Mone, who now has 6 championships right now. She is on a literal Kenny Omega run. When AEW first started, 6 championships, still undefeated after almost a year and a half in AEW, TV wise. And going up against Toni Storm, who is one of probably AEW's best characters that they've ever come up with.
Yeah.
Their feud has been great. It's just two big time characters and two big time names clashing and fighting each other and doing all these mind games. Shots been put on great matches. They've been kind of keeping Toni at bay. She hasn't really been wrestling that much.
She don't need to.
Yeah, but she doesn't need to. But this is a very classically well built Clash of the Titans type match, and it's what do you do? Do you stick with the person that you paid an exorbitant amount of money for and has actually paid off really well for you with Mercedes Mone, or do you go with like essentially your quote unquote like homegrown character in Timeless Toni Storm?
It is kind of crazy how Toni Storm really took that mantle from Britt Baker as like the woman wrestler in AEW.
Don't be surprised if Britt Baker shows up at Evolution.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh yeah,
and that's no disrespect to Mercedes Mone either. Like she's on a hell of a run, but she also has creative input, so don't let that slip by her either. That's different from creative control before the internet goes crazy after me. But yeah, I think Tony Khan has a hard on for Mercedes Mone, and I get it. Mercedes is one of the best wrestlers, period.
I vote Thanos. No, you don't, Charles.
But I'm gonna go Timeless here. I think she's the bigger draw. She's the bigger character, and Mercedes can eat a pin and still have 5 belts or 6 belts, however many fucking belts she has. Too many belts. There's no reason to have that many belts on TV.
It worked for Kenny. It barely worked for Kenny the one time he did that for a while. But it is also kind of a thing of the indies. There's always one person at some point during in the indies, at some generation of the indies, that has all the belts.
See, it's cool when they're touring the indies and like not designated to one specific roster, but she's signed to AEW. So
but like, she's still going to.
I know she still goes to these promotions and does the dates and sure, but like you mentioned Matt Cardona. Was Matt Cardona like signed to TNA while he was doing that?
I want to say yes. King of the Indies.
Like short, like not a long deal, but I think like 3 months.
Yeah. It's one of those things that the indies have always done. Like anybody who's not WWE, they always like there's always wrestlers who kind of like
go in and out.
Pop out.
Yeah, pop in and out. That's fine. But Mercedes has not popped in and popped out. She's been with AEW long term while also doing these pop in and pop out things. Yeah. So it's like, and if she's carrying all of them on AEW TV, it's just like, well,
it's also interesting because I'm wondering, like, how do you get through airport security with all those belts?
Oh, she probably ships them.
She pretty much have to.
That's what I would do. I'd mail them.
Because there's a weight limit, like you know what it is. And so I'm going Mercedes, but also it's like one of those things. Like so. You have Mercedes, the CEO, essentially, her elevated version of the boss. And so, like, if she doesn't win this, what does she do? Because you can't be like, well, she has all these other world titles, but, like, this is the big title. Like, she's also undefeated as a TBS champion, too. So does she become, like, a Thanos and conquer it all? Is
this title for title or just?
It's just the world title.
Just the world title?
Yeah.
Which, to me, is evidence.
Fuck, you guys convincing me. I'm gonna go with Mercedes as well, then.
Oh, we got a switch here.
Yeah, I'm gonna switcheroo here because it's like if it's not title for title, then yeah, Mercedes' gimmick is give her all the belt. She's the belt collector. It's been done in the indies. Kenny did it. Yada yada yada. She's a Kenny Omega of women's wrestling. Fine. And as Mance said earlier, TK likes to stick to the story. So the pattern's all aligned here. So you guys have convinced me.
Yeah, I mean, and also people love to hate Mercedes, no matter how good she is. That's how good of a villain she is, and. Toni's just one of those ridiculous characters that just works as a babyface, even though her persona is completely a heel.
Yeah. I mean, give Mercedes her flowers. I'm not a Mercedes hater.
Yeah,
Mercedes I think AEW has been magnificent. So I enjoy it. The women's division is what I keep track of in AEW. Mainly because
you and Harley Cameron was fantastic. Mercedes and
Harley Cameron.
Harley Cameron, beautiful.
I go back and forth in this match because there is all the reason in the world to keep this title on Toni Storm, and there is all the reason in the world to put this title on Mercedes Mone. But when it comes down to it, I think what you said makes the most sense. What does Mercedes do if she doesn't win this title? Toni can do
she shows up at Evolution.
Anything.
With all the belts.
With all the belts. And gets a title shot for something there.
Clash in Paris.
I think it's got to be Mercedes. I think that that Toni can do anything. Toni can go and she can feud with somebody else as Timeless Toni. But Mercedes' whole thing right now is I am undefeated. I have all these belts except for the New Japan Strong. I have everything. And I really just want her to win this title and then take the Ultimo Dragon belt picture.
Honestly, that sells it for me right there.
So I'm going Mercedes. I don't know that I like it, but I think it's the way to go.
Yeah, it's like it's one of those. This is a great match where you can't really go wrong either way.
Yeah, similar to the Mox and Hangman match. But both these characters are super over.
Yeah,
both of them can take a loss and it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's like the top of this card is fantastic. It's really like no bad choice here. I think just for Toni can be a little bit more flexible because she has kind of this golden age Hollywood noir gimmick where she can play up that she lost in overly dramatic fashion and it'll still go over as hell. And I wouldn't be surprised if this is just a one of two. Like this could be all in and then like in Toronto go all out.
That's true.
And do something.
How long has she had the belt, Toni?
A while.
Since Hollywood ending?
Since the Hollywood ending when she retired Mariah May, yeah. So like what, 4 months ago?
Yeah, that was at Revolution. Or was it Revolution?
I think it was Revolution or something.
Yeah, so that was February, so 5 months.
Yeah, 5 months. I mean, it's her second run with the title, third run with the title?
It is her second run with the title. She won it, lost it to it's her third run because she lost it to Jamie Hayter.
Yeah.
She got it back. And switched to Timeless. That's when, and then Mariah turned on her and won it at All In last year.
Yeah.
And so,
and then she got it back from Mariah.
I think it's Mercedes' time.
Yeah. See how she runs with it. It's going to be interesting. Interesting indeed. So let's move on from that to this match had a lot of potential. And then I heard some very disparaging news about Okada Omega apparently one final time for the AEW Unified Championship. And English majors be damned, this isn't a title unification.
It's winner takes all. Winner has
it's winner takes all. Winner has 3 titles. Tony Khan publicly said, yes, I know, it pissed me off too. I read it this morning. Tony Khan said that it is winner take all. The Unified Championship, the International title, and the Continental Championship will all the lineage will be the same. There is no merger going on. And he announced that the Continental Championship tournament, the tournament for the Continental Championship, which is already a merger of 3 titles, is going to happen again. Tony almost had me with like, wow, you're figuring something out. And then he said that. So this is winner take all or whatever. And he could have Tony could have just put the international title and the continental title and called it the Intercontinental Championship. It is right there.
Mm-hmm.
Intercontinental, dude. I've been saying it for a year.
Intercontinental, but now it's just a new title for the sake of having a new title because he said this match is a big match, so it needs
but the winner's going to carry all 3 belts?
Correct, yes.
God. I hate
it is not a unification. It is a winner take all. I was excited for this, and now I'm less excited for this match.
Bell to bell, there is AEW Okada, and then there's New Japan Okada. Very few people have got New Japan Okada to show up in AEW. Kota Ibushi, I think, was one of them.
He did. He did it on Dynamite last week. It was great.
Speedball, I think, was one
Bailey.
of them.
Yep.
And Lord knows, Kenny Omega is going to be one of them. Bell to bell, this is going to be an amazing match for way too many belts, apparently.
Yes. Again, damn it, AEW.
I try to think who won when their last one was.
Sometime in Japan. Was it the 2 out of 3 falls?
Maybe. And Hangman won that because he retained. which would mean overall, I think it's still 4-3 Okada. So if Omega wins, we get a rubber match down. Yeah, what the hell? Omega wins. I talked myself into it.
I don't know. This one is one of the ones I didn't already like kind of pick because Omega has come out publicly said he's winding down his career. Like he knows he's coming to an end. So it would make sense that maybe we give Kenny Omega one good run. He is the valiant EVP that everybody enjoys. But it also makes sense that like Okada needs something to get himself over in America because American AEW Okada isn't great at all.
He's on vacation.
He's Okado, but he's close.
He's pulling an Adam Cole. Yes,
he's on paid vacation.
Yeah. And so it's like, do you give us to Okada or do you give us to Omega? And it's also the whole Don Callis family is taking out Kenny Omega as well. They playing up Kenny's diverticulitis.
Sesame Don!
and everything like that. Oh, by the way, I love Don Callis as a character. I think he's phenomenal.
Beautiful character.
Absolutely great character. And as I'm talking about this out loud, I think because Kenny's been away for so long, and he's essentially about to sunset his career, probably the next 2 or 3 years, I'm gonna go with Kenny. Kay also picked Kenny Omega as well. But I'm gonna go with Kenny.
I'm going Okada just to be different. I need to gain some ground, take some risks.
You couldn't. It's hard to be wrong in this one. Like it's going to be a great match. Like listen, you have a death match that's going to be insane. You have Mercedes and Toni, which is probably going to be by and large the best women's match of the whole weekend. You know.
Yeah, I'm kind of sensing a pattern here, this AEW card, where it literally doesn't matter who wins and loses.
Yeah, because they have a lot of room to pivot for most of these big cards.
That's not good, though.
Yeah, I mean, but when you put it like that, it's like, yeah, what's the point of any of it? I think there's been a lot of great wrestling. They can do whatever they want after. But yeah, sometimes too much room to pivot is a problem because nothing matters.
Nothing matters. Points are made up, and everything's made up, and the points don't matter.
Like Mox and Omega, or Mox and Hangman, that matters because this has been going on so long.
Yeah.
Mercedes and Toni, it matters, but not as much as it should. This is a weird thing to say. The winner of this match, it doesn't matter.
This one, yes. The winner of this match does not matter. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're still going Omega? Yeah. Will's going to be the contrarian here.
Going to be the contrarian.
Yeah. Moving on to some wild matches here. We've got a triple threat tag team match, or a tag team championship 3-way. The Patriarchy, Nick Wayne, and Christian versus Jetspeed. I will explain who Jetspeed is to you, Will. Jetspeed is Speedball Mike Bailey and Kevin Knight, yes, who
Private Party?
No. Private Party is no longer really a thing. No, it's Speedball Mike Bailey and Kevin Knight, who Kevin Knight is funnel talent, and he's got a bright future if they use him well. Versus, of course, the Hurt Syndicate, Bobby Lashley, and Shelton Benjamin, because we still whisper his name. Listen, Jetspeed, Speedball Mike Bailey, and Kevin Knight have really essentially lobbied their way into this match because the Hurt Syndicate have just been beating their ass every week, power bombing them.
Great reason to be in the match.
Yeah. Power bombing them, putting them through tables. Nick Wayne and Christian, they're there because Christian needs a paycheck. And I don't see. It would be a shock to me, and it would be a pleasant shock if Jetspeed won these tag titles, but I don't see it happening. I think the Hurt Syndicate has too many people involved for them to lose this. So I'm going with the Hurt Syndicate. Kay's also going with Hurt Syndicate.
Men's Casino. That's a gauntlet match. Okay, Hurt Syndicate. There it is, Hurt Syndicate. Yeah, I'm also going to go with Hurt Syndicate.
Take a walk with me here.
I'm walking.
With Elias. Let's do it.
Elijah now.
The show begins. We're 3 or 4 matches in. Some weird stuff has already happened. And backstage, we see Mama Wayne just weeping over her beaten and bloodied boy on the ground. And Christian's freaking out because he has no tag team partner. And so the match, they gets out there. The Hurt Syndicate gets out there.
I know where you're going. Continue.
Jetspeed gets out there. Christian comes out, and he looks entirely too happy to not have a partner. And then out from the back comes
I think
Tyson
I know
Tomko.
you. Oh.
Tyson Tomko. No.
Oh, never mind.
I just wanted to swerve you. No, it's Cope. You think you know me. And then Cope comes out, and we get this reunion of Cope and Christian Cage that everyone had absolutely clamoring for. And then they still lose to the Hurt Syndicate because you can't take the titles off the Hurt Syndicate. I'm sorry. You just can't right now.
Yeah. I think what happens is like Edge and Christian, essentially. I'm not going to call him Cope because I think it's still weird.
Cope and Chris? Cope and Chris?
Cope and
Chris and Cope?
CNC Music Factory. CNC Music Factory. But I think they kind of, if they do it really stupidly, but great, I feel like Christian and Cope will do like their whole for the benefit of those with flash photography, do a 5-second pose. And that's when the Hurt Syndicate comes in and just lays them out and gets the win.
No, dude, Perfect. 6-second pose. You got to be different.
6-second pose. So they pose for 1 second too long and they lose.
Exactly. With second six hits, and then all of a sudden they're hit with a Dominator and whatever
Shelton does. Yeah,
and it's not a 6-second pose. It's 6 seconds of posing.
Yes, there you go.
That's what you need. Just different enough to not get sued.
It's not different enough at all.
No, it's not.
But it would be really funny.
It's Hurt Syndicate, though.
Yeah, it's Hurt Syndicate. Honestly, MJF has really played in well with them, surprisingly enough.
It's interesting how MJF can just move up and down the card, and it just makes no difference. He's just good no matter where he is.
Yeah, aside from Tony Storm, he's my favorite thing about AEW.
Understandable.
Interestingly enough, he actually got into the teaser trailer for Happy Gilmore 2 on Raw last night.
MJF?
They've been editing him out because he's in Happy Gilmore 2.
Nice. Oh yeah, at the request of WWE, they're like,
they keep editing him out. And then I was watching last night, and lo and behold, there he is, riding a hockey stick like a horse. So good for him. I can't wait for that. That movie comes out the same day as the Fantastic Four.
It comes out soon, this month.
Yeah, the 25th. And so I'm pretty sure my son and I are going to Fantastic Four and then coming home and watching Happy Gilmore 2 the same night.
Dude, it was filmed in Jersey.
Netflix Studios.
Netflix has opened up a studio in Jersey. They're filming a lot in New Jersey. A lot of films in New Jersey. So shout out to Jersey.
Yeah, something that I thought we'd never say on the show. BBW, moving on to a tag match for the sake of having a tag match, not really. But the Young Bucks, for the sake of needing a match on All In, the Young Bucks are in a tag match against Swerve Strickland and Will Ospreay.
Swerve.
That's not his theme.
Should be his theme.
This is the Dave Malkowitz classic of strange bedfellows teaming together.
God, I forgot he had a whole thing on the strange bedfellows.
Yeah, Dave hated the strange bedfellows gimmick. But
he hated the bar.
He did.
The bar. He did. Wonderful.
Yes. And so this is a tales all the time. Two guys who hate each other have to team together for a common, more douchier enemy as the EVPs, the Young Bucks. So the stipulation for now is that if Swerve and Ospreay lose to the Bucks in this tag match, they're pulling a Cody Rhodes type gimmick, a Cody Rhodes type stipulation. If Swerve and Ospreay lose, they cannot challenge for the world title for a year.
In a tag match?
Yes.
Oh, it's because they're the EVPs? Is that why?
No, Ospreay is the one who actually brought up the idea.
But
it's like,
that's right.
What a weird stipulation to have for a tag match.
Isn't there another half to it? Like, if the Bucks lose, aren't they no longer EVPs?
I believe that is the other half of the stipulation too.
Yeah, Young Bucks are winning then. Come on now. Well, I guess
storyline EVPs.
Yeah, storyline EVPs.
Yeah.
Still, you think their egos are that good?
No. But also storyline reasons. If Swerve and Ospreay both lose, or if they lose here and they can't challenge for a year, that means next year at All In England, Ospreay can come off of his year of not being able to challenge for the title and win the title from, let's say, Mox.
Or he can go for any of the other 7 mid-card titles that they have.
There is also that they could do.
In rotation.
The thing is, too, it's like, what is the Young Bucks character other than they're the real life EVPs?
Yeah, they're.
So you're just gonna strip them of their gimmick? Why? Yeah, the Young Bucks are winning this. It's like, if you take that away from them, this is something that actually matters. Finally, we have a match that matters with actual consequences. As dumb as it is, like, it's actually there. It's like, okay, so if you want to be like, Young Bucks are not EVPs, it's like, okay, then, but we all know they're still the real life EVPs. So, like, that's half of the reason they're on TV, because they're bad guys and they're EVPs.
I'm still going Swerve and Ospreay.
I'm going Young Bucks.
Kay is going Swerve and Ospreay as well. I know it's also because I'm tired of the Bucks.
Yeah.
That's also I'm very tired of them. They rarely entertain me when they were like at their peak, and they just don't entertain me now.
I like them against FTR, but I think I just like FTR.
That could also be it. FTR is not on this card, which is very surprising.
I was thinking that.
What is on this card is the Adam Cole Vacation Tour continues. Adam Cole is the current TNT champion, because remember, that was a title. And he's going up against the Proto Star Kyle Fletcher.
Dude, who the fuck is this extra from American History X on this screen?
Surprised. He used to be best friends with Will Ospreay. Him and Will Ospreay did like 2 or 3 matches on big cards, and Kyle Fletcher is phenomenal. They put him the making up for his generic like create a wrestler one face again with Don Callis, and he's been doing really well. Adam Cole is Adam Cole. He's gonna do what he needs to do to get a paycheck. Yeah, he's a baby still. They've done a lot of momentum with Kyle Fletcher, not so much with Adam Cole, because Adam Cole was a hot new thing like 2 years ago. So I completely think this is going to Kyle Fletcher.
I don't care.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Adam Cole.
I'm gonna make a sandwich. Go to the bathroom. I'm gonna go with Kyle Fletcher just because. Why not?
Yeah, let's see how he runs with the title.
The TNT title means nothing.
Nothing. So yeah,
it's the. I don't even whatever's it's not tertiary, because. Especially if Omega and Okada are just going to have 3 belts now. It's the 5th down men's title on the fucking show. Who cares? Give it to Kyle Fletcher.
Yeah.
Give it to Kyle O'Reilly. Give it to Kyle Danielson. I don't care. Give it to somebody else.
Kyle O'Reilly. There's a name I haven't heard in a very long time.
He's still getting the paycheck.
It's like he called him Obi-Wan.
He is still getting a paycheck. Yeah, it's one of those things. So after All In, you're going to have the AEW World on the men's side, AEW World's title. You're going to have the AEW Unified Championship, which I'm assuming is going to be the next big thing. You have the International Championship. You have the Continental Championship, and then you have the TNT title on top of a trios title and a men's tag team title, which, by the way, there's rumors that Toni might introduce a women's tag championship as well. Rumors, not confirmed. Rumor. Okay.
I don't watch AEW as much as I used to, or ever. Do they still defend ROH titles on this show? Or is ROH still...
No, ROH champions still show up. Athena has not lost the ROH Women's Championship. He's now the longest reigning ROH champion of all time. Yeah, gender notwithstanding. Bandito shows up a lot, and he's the ROH champion, and he doesn't defend on TV.
I was going to ask, who's the ROH champion?
It's Bandito.
I thought it was Chris Jericho.
No, it's not. Chris Jericho's not on this card, too. Thank God. But yeah.
There's don't spoil my Casino Battle Royal pick.
I mean, speaking of which, it's time to talk about the casino. It's not a Casino Battle Royal. It's a Casino Gauntlet match.
With 3 people?
No. There is a difference here. I think I explained this to you last year when we did All In, Will, but I'll explain it again because I have a better handle on what this shtick is. So, 2 people start the match. At varied intervals, someone from the back is going to come into the match. So it's very Royal Rumble-like. However, the difference is there is no over-the-top rope. You either win by pinfall or submission. That can happen at any time. So there can be like 15 people in this gauntlet match, but if number 1 and number 2 go to a pinfall submission finish, the match is over. So the stick is, if you get number 1 or number 2 in this gauntlet match, you have the best chance of winning because you'll be in the match the entire time.
Oh, interesting. So you have the advantage is being in early then.
Correct. And the number 1 spot is Mark Briscoe, but number 2 spot is MJF. Mystico qualified at some point. And there is no telling how many people are in this match because they don't tell you.
Last year, they made a storyline out of the fact, I think it was it Roddy? Somebody was the next person to come out when the match.
It was Roddy Strong. It was Roddy was the next person out and the match was over before Roddy could come out.
And why I remember that, I can't tell you. But to me, this is up there with Championship Scramble, Reverse Battle Royal in hard to understand gimmick matches. And
I'm not gonna lie, though,
it's not as complicated as Iron Survivor.
I really like the Championship Scramble.
They do Iron Survival so well. I love the Iron Survival. It got me back into NXT. This is so weird to me because if it were real, you have legally signed these men to contracts for this match, and you're just paying someone to stand in the back and not come out. I mean,
it's a great paycheck.
I don't want to wrestle Mark Briscoe. He's a crazy person. Give me number 15. And I'm just going to pray that somebody gets a pin for it. And you still got to pay me my $6,000 and I'll go home.
It's one of those things where it's better when you see it than actually talking about it.
That's fair. I've never seen one.
It's better to watch. So I watched the Casino Gauntlet match last year, and that's when they set up the return of Nigel McGuinness to a massive pop in Wembley. Like, it was a huge surprise. Nigel McGuinness showed up. Ricochet showed up at the Casino Gauntlet match for the first time ever too. So it's kind of a weird Rumble-like atmosphere.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's actually not a bad idea. I agree with Mance. It's something you have to see because it's conceptually, I understand it, and I like the you actually have the advantage of coming out first.
Yeah, instead of a disadvantage of coming out first.
It's like, what if MJF pins Mystico? He's just out.
No, the match is over.
Okay,
it's one fall to a finish. It's one fall to a finish.
So ideally you want to be guy like 4. Let the first 2 guys.
If it goes that far, yeah.
Let number 3 come out there and clean house a little bit. You come out, you dump number 4, you hit number 1 with your finisher, and you win the match.
Yeah,
I guess.
Okay, I can fuck with that. I mean, hey, AEW has actually been really a lot better with having these new ideas, doing something new in a world of wrestling where everything's been done. So I forget it was a few weeks ago. I gave them credit for something, but they did, and this is another one. So.
Right, Charles.
I'm gonna go MJF. MJF wins.
Why is Ricky State fighting Jonathan Taylor Thomas?
Yeah, I was like, who is JTT, Sir Charles? You got to explain that one to me.
Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
Yeah, right. I'm gonna go MJF as well. So the problem with this is that you don't know who's in the match. You just know number 1 and 2 in Mystico. These were 3 people they announced for the Gauntlet. It could literally be anybody showing up for this Gauntlet match. But of all the people we know, I'm going MJF as well. Well, you can say Goldberg if you wanted to. It wouldn't be out of a Rebel possibility.
God, no, I'm gonna go MJF. Play it safe here.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I think there's a story with MJF getting a guaranteed title shot over before Bobby and Shelton in the Hurt Syndicate. As the newest member and he was using them anyways to get back to the top. So I think there's a great story there.
For my own prediction purposes, my pick to win this match is Darby Allin.
That could also work as well.
Yeah. I thought I went through a list as we were talking about it, trying to think who's in AEW hadn't been around in a while, and my brain wanted I want to say Wardlow, but there's just no chance. So I'm going to go Darby Allin, and I think that leads very much into if he wins this, he can challenge Mox it all out. So Darby Allin.
All right, understandable. So if there's a men's one, there's also a women's one. Yeah. The women's Casino Gauntlet match. The only person I know about is actually announced for this is Long Island's very own Chris Statlander, Will's favorite alien, if he remembers.
Hell yeah.
And she's the only one announced for this match as of right now. Again, this could be anybody. It could be people from ROH. Technically, AEW and ROH are essentially the same thing. With that being said, Kay picked Athena, a.k.a. Ember Moon, the ROH Women's Champion, to win this thing. It's not a bad choice. I have no clue who to pick, but I'm also going to go with a Long Island person. I'm going to go with Willow, actually. Willow Nightingale.
Christ. Is a women's one of these two? Who did Kay pick?
Kay picked Athena.
Athena it is. Kay's not getting a point up on me this time.
I thought you were gonna go like Britt Baker or something. Just to be
I thought about it, but I'm like, no, even though I'm not that stupid.
I'm gonna go with New Kid on the Block, Tekla.
She's a fascinating woman.
Yeah, I don't know anything about her.
Yeah,
but I've seen in clips of AEW. I'm like, okay, sure. They
need a new name for this because it is a gauntlet match, but it isn't.
You know what it is? It's because they screwed up when they first did like All In. It's had the Casino Battle Royal.
Yeah.
So they tried to use Casino again in a different style of match, and people, because I think even on TV, one of the performers said Casino Battle Royal instead of Casino Gauntlet match.
I thought it was a Battle Royal until you told me it was a Gauntlet here tonight. So
what if you called it like a Casino Full House match?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Like you're going with the gambling term that everyone knows. Everyone knows what a Full House is.
Yeah, Full House.
No one's like, oh my God, Uncle Jesse's coming out. What?
Or like a Texas Hold'em Gauntlet match or something like that. Something weird.
Yeah. 3-card.
It's Evolve guys. That's what's going on in NXT right now. That's right, because they're putting a lot of Evolve talent on.
The Vanity Project.
The Vanity Project, JTT. Yes.
I know more about Evolve than I know about AEW right now, which is
sad. That's sad. I will say the Evolve Championship belts are beautiful, absolutely gorgeous belts. But we don't have room to talk about Evolve. I haven't seen an episode yet, but I will at some point when I decide to move over to Tubi. BBW that was AEW All In Texas. 8 matches so far. I have high hopes for this, surprisingly enough.
Yeah, you're right. You're Ricky. It's a phenomenal card.
Yeah, I have high hopes for this. I'm gonna go. This might be if all goes well, this might be my favorite AEW card. I'm going to go 9. I think they're going to knock it out the park.
I'm going to go 8. 1 for each match.
Okay, fair enough. That's fair.
I'm going to split the diff. I'm going to go 8.5.
Oh, you pulled a Dave.
It really depends on which Okada shows up to me.
Understandable. I'll give it that. But yeah, it's a really well-built card. And like if it wasn't on Saturday, middle of the day, I might have considered purchasing this because you can do it on Amazon Prime and they're giving away like $10 gift cards if you buy it on Amazon.
I have to work. I can't watch anything Saturday afternoon. I have to work.
Yeah. So it's one of those things. But all right, so we are halfway through this super, super week. So then also on Saturday at night is Saturday night's main event. From the State Farm Arena in Atlanta, Georgia at 8 p.m. So let's recap. At 3 p.m. on Saturday, July 12th, is NXT's Great American Bash and AEW's All In. Hours later, at 8 p.m. on free TV and on NBC's Peacock, Saturday night's main event, which as of right now, as we are doing this show, there is only 3 matches on this card thus far. The first match is the reason that we brought Mance back.
Goldberg looks 5 years younger in that graphic alone.
Oh, amazingly younger there.
Goldberg challenges Gunther for the WWE World Championship. This has also been billed as, no pun intended, this has also been billed as the final match of Goldberg pending he loses. Goldberg is supposed to retire after this because how poetic. Atlanta, Georgia, yada, yada, yada. Goldberg. Mance's most beloved wrestler of all time, going up against the world beater Gunther. Now, I will say this before I make my prediction here. They did kind of do a false spear and made Goldberg look strong and Gunther like cowered away, which I believe, and I could be swerved, and I would cry and laugh and be a whole bunch of emotions at the same time. I think Gunther's going to pull this off.
I think the exact opposite. That he didn't hit the spear. Maybe think Goldberg's winning. It's like, because dude, you got to fill 2 nights at SummerSlam.
That wouldn't be hard in New York, New Jersey.
27 years.
Mance, preach to me, Mance. I need guidance from Mance.
2 days ago. 27 years and 2 days ago. William Goldberg defeated Hollywood Hulk Hogan in the Georgia Dome in Atlanta to win his first, and I believe only, official WCW World Championship.
I mean, he got tasered out of it, but
continue. He got tasered out of it 6 months later by Kevin Nash and Scott Hall. In, I believe it was 2016?
2016 Survivor Series, yes.
He came back, and this amazing Bill Goldberg put down Brock Lesnar in 2.5 minutes.
Fucking wild.
That was in Toronto, actually, I believe.
He eliminates him from the Royal Rumble a few minutes later in seconds. At this point, I love Bill Goldberg. And then they feed him Kevin Owens. Why? Because they want to put the title on Brock. They want to redo the match from 2000, which was god-awful. And they do, and Goldberg and Lesnar, for 5 minutes, a proper marathon for this man, switch the title, and we believe we have seen the end of Bill Goldberg.
It was also like a phenomenal 5-minute match.
Yes.
As someone who watched that in person, that was a great Goldberg Lesnar match. Exactly what I wanted.
And it was exactly what it needed to be. And then, February 2020, Goldberg puts the Fiend down and captures the Universal title. And I cannot confirm this, but I believe it also created the coronavirus. The world shut down when Bill Goldberg won the title. And though Braun Strowman would take it off of him, and the Monday Night Delight would be bored out of that moment, it was a bad time. Here we are in the year of our Lord, 2025, and William Goldberg is once again main eventing a WWE show for the world fucking title. Oh my God. It's like I'm living in Groundhog Day, except instead of Sonny and Cher, I have Bill Goldberg. And here's the kicker. I think he's going to win. I think he's going to win the fucking title. And do I think he's going to hold it long? No. I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't hold it for less than 3 minutes, because there's another man who can spear way better than Goldberg. Braun Breaker can put this man down. And
they also have the same tattoo.
Yes. He can eat a tsunami, and then Seth Rollins can stroll out with a briefcase. A briefcase, mind you, that they put on TV so many times last night to make sure you knew that it was there. Yes, Bill Goldberg is going to win the title. But yes, Seth Rollins is going to leave Saturday Night's Main Event with it.
Honestly, what a great way for Goldberg to go out by literally being squashed by 3 other people, the way he squashed like an entire roster for like a year.
Yeah, that all sounds great, but like Goldberg has a fucking ego. You know what I mean? Like, will Goldberg's ego allow him to do that?
No.
Is Goldberg someone who's going to do what's best for business and what the business says he should do and go out on your back?
It depends on how many zeros are on the check, sir.
Yeah.
Goldberg has a price.
Like, you know what, Goldberg, you get $1 for each viewer.
Everyone has a price. They do keep showing Ted DiBiase in the trailer, so if he just shows up with a briefcase full of money, it'll be fine.
As long as Ted DiBiase didn't launder it like he did the other stuff.
No, it's Goldberg.
Yeah, that happens.
It's Goldberg. I know Kay picks Goldberg.
Kay did.
And they and I have different reasons for it, but we are on the same page. It's Goldberg.
I think I'm also going to go with Goldberg then. I mean, at this, goddamn it, Mance, you convinced me again. Like, but I agree with Charles in the chat earlier. It's like there's no reason this needs to be a title match, and I completely agree. There's no reason this needs to have a title unless the ending is just so bonkers where it's like, okay, I need the title.
Goldberg has an ego.
I mean, and Goldberg has an ego. I would like to see Seth cash in, but I think he can also have that briefcase for a little while because, like, he's such a dick, and this works. Him having a briefcase, like him having it in your face, just works.
Here's what I think might happen if AEW puts on a show that everybody's talking about, Seth will cash in because they are going to
steal the attention.
They're going to steal the attention. If AEW puts on a phenomenal show, which on paper it's a high possibility.
And that's you're assuming WWE cares or watches AEW.
They care.
Do now. They
care. They care.
Here's the thing. They talked about, if you watch the documentary about the first heist of the century, they almost had timing issues with that one. They got to time this one right, because if
it's network TV, they have a time limit.
NBC doesn't give a damn. If they hit 9 o'clock and Seth hasn't cashed in yet, fuck it, Dateline's on. You're on your own.
Hey, it's a Goldberg match, right? It's gonna be 3:45 max.
That's fair.
The answers are going to be longer than the match.
Yeah. So here's the thing:
you
have your answer. What time does this match go on? That's how you know if he's cashing in or not. That's your answer.
Hey, that's true. 100%. If it comes on before 5 minutes till the top of the hour.
Well, I think they'll have till 10 because it's 8, right? Yeah, nationwide at 8. They'll have till 10.
Dateline comes on at 10. Your time.
And
9 my time.
like Saturday nights. Saturday nights out of season now. So I think we're on summer break. So all right, they have till 10. So if this goes in at 9:30, we got to cash in.
Yeah,
we got to cash in.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Goldberg though.
It's gonna be one of those things. It's gonna be one of those things. Either we're gonna talk about this for a good reason or a bad reason. Saturday's just gonna be a big freaking time.
One last thing, and I haven't talked to Kay about this. If Goldberg wins the title and Seth does not cash in, I think I have to do a gift podcast. I'm going to need Kay for that.
By all means, have at it. And now on to matches that people may or may not care about. LA Knight in a holding pattern with Seth trying to take over all of
No! Do I care about it? No!
Nope. And that's for that reason I'm going with Seth Rollins, because why not?
I don't. Yeah, Seth. Great. The only thing that might give me LA Knight is when Seth cashed in the first time, he lost to Randy Orton earlier in the night.
To the best RKO of all time.
Yes. I mean, the step up off the curb stomp in the RKO is beautiful. I don't see that happening here. So I'm still going to go Seth Rollins.
Yeah. Well, who are you going with, Seth? Kay also wants Seth.
You know what? If he's cashing in, I'm going to go with LA Knight. It's at the WrestleMania. They gave Randy the win. So if you really believe in his cash in, which I think is totally possible, I'm going to go LA Knight.
I believe in the cash in. I don't believe in LA Knight winning this, especially since they took out Sami Zayn and they took out Jay.
I mean, hey, if LA Knight wins, Seth cash in, there's your title match. There's your title feud.
That's true.
Going into SummerSlam. I mean, is Seth Rollins, LA Knight really give you the tingles?
No,
not at all. So in that case, fuck it. Seth Rollins wins.
I love both guys.
Yeah, it's one of those things where LA Knight was ruined for me when he was like final 6 in the Rumble, and it was all Hall of Famers, and then LA Knight, and I was like, oh no.
Yeah, you one of these people doesn't belong. It's this guy who goes, yeah.
Yeah, and ever since then it's kind of lost its luster, which is a shame because he's fine. He's just not there. And, it is what it is. But, yeah, Seth all across the board. And guess who decided to return to work? Drew McIntyre came back with one of the best shirts ever. I do want to get a board at work.
The board at work is a really funny shirt.
Board at work going up against Randy because Drew wouldn't shut up. Randy RKO'd him. Boom, you have a match. That's pretty much what it is. I'm going Drew.
I missed SmackDown last week. This is the first time hearing of this.
Okay. So here's what happened. Cody came out and did his Cody thing. And then Randy came out and was talking to Cody. Mm-hmm. And then Drew just decided to pop in.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, hey, blah, 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 talking BS. It was just a lot of banter. And then Randy got tired of Drew continually talking and just randomly RKO'd him.
Mm-hmm.
Match.
Okay. I mean, great.
Match.
The match should be wonderful. Drew, since he's just coming back.
Well, it's on you.
Fuck. Yeah, Drew, he just came back.
Yeah, I would say so too. I mean, but it's also one of those things like Drew. Sometimes I think Drew is better when he loses because he just gets angrier. But I'm going to go with Drew here. You got to reestablish Drew. You got to give him something. So I'm gonna go with I went with Drew as well. And we are 3/4 of the way done. Saturday night's main event is the third event going on Saturday. How well do you think this will be? I'm going to go 8. It's going to be a half a point better than NXT's Great American
Sure.
6.5.
Oh, you're going below the bar.
I do not want to watch this card, if I'm being completely honest.
I mean, man, mine's conditional on what happens at the end of this show. If Gunther wins or they get the cash in, 8. If Goldberg wins and leaves the building with the title, 4. I will lose my fucking mind.
I kind of want Goldberg to leave with the title now. That's just me. So yeah. All right, we finally made it to the final card. Final event.
Say, this is the show I'm excited about for the weekend. This is the one of the 4.
I've been holding this back for all of the show, but here come the women. Evolution 2 finally happening again after 7 years. Sunday, July 13th, 7 p.m. from Atlanta, Georgia, State Farm Arena. Oh yeah, by the way, they're also going to be competing against the Beyonce concert that weekend as well. So great booking, guys. So we have Great American Bash, Saturday Night's Main Event, Evolution, and Beyonce all sharing the same city. Let that sink in.
There's got to be something else happening in Atlanta. Is the Braves playing that day too? Like that could cause a problem.
No, that's all next. I think after this weekend is over is the All-Star break.
Oh.
Yeah, so Atlanta's been to make a ton of money in the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, they got the Derby and the All-Star game.
And custom home run derby jerseys and stuff like that. So Evolution 2, don't be surprised there's not many legends that show up. We've said Victoria, Michelle McCool, and someone else already said they have not got a phone call to return for anything involving Evolution. And to be honest with you, that's the way it should be. You tried to build your women's division for so long with all of these women. You have enough women. You don't need legends to return. To be completely honest, they can make appearances, whatever, but they don't need to be in matches because you're supposed to have built this division up, and they have by and large. Even as it may, there's still some legends popping up and some pretty good quality matches. For instance, what I think may or may not be the main event, the women's world title, Io Sky defending against Rhea Ripley. Fun fact: Rhea's never been Io in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's such a crazy stat,
especially in the triple threat. So the question is, does Rhea get over the hump here, or do we still run the crazy Io train? I don't know. I didn't pick one here. Like, I love Io kind of just being this crazy wild card, but just pulls stuff out of her ass all the time. But they love Rhea Ripley.
Yeah, I say go back to the poster and look where Rhea's positioned. Look where Io's positioned.
If we go back to the poster.
Yeah, look where Rhea's positioned. Look where, you know how long it took me to find Io?
She's right next to Charlotte.
Yeah, far. You know, she's behind Bianca Belair, who's not even on the card.
Correct.
So
yet. Bianca doesn't make the card.
So
it's hard.
I'm gonna go Rhea Ripley.
I don't know. Mance, help me out here.
I don't know either. I like there being a weak spot in Rhea's armor, to keep from using a different word.
Were you going to say kryptonite?
No. There's
the other word. Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. There's a weak spot in Rhea's armor, and it's Io Sky.
You've been watching Love Island.
I have. For personal issues, I have to leave the show. I like that Io is the Batman to Rhea's Superman,
or the Joker to Batman,
or the Joker to Rhea's Batman. I want this to be played out more, and unfortunately, I don't think Evolution is the place, but I can see them doing it. But I'm going to go Io. I want this streak to continue until a bigger, even if it just continues to SummerSlam. I want this to be a bigger stage for Rhea to finally put Io down to win her title. So I'm going Io.
I like that too. I mean, I'm also a big fan of everybody has one weakness. Like for Roman, it's Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
Like every big star should have one person they can just never get over the hump. any point in time. For Dominic Mysterio, it's chicken nuggets. I get it. But I'm gonna go with the fact that Io somehow prevails and makes Rio win bigger.
No, Dom's is his wife.
Listen, he's got a cool ass wife. She keeps on allowing this random stuff to happen. We'll see.
As long as that check clears, she's fine.
That's very true. That's very true. That reminds me of a scene from Sinners. So, be it as it may. So, yeah, this could main event. I think this should main event. I think this will be the best wrestling on the card, but who knows? Yeah. Because thank you, Trish. Guess who's back again? Speaking of paychecks,
who gives a shit?
In the WWE Women's Championship is on the line. Trish Stratus is trying to get the title from Tiffany Stratton. And what I'll be honest with you, Mance, because you didn't watch SmackDown, the worst book storyline ever.
Oh no, I caught up on this part. This part I saw on TikTok.
Will, did you see this segment?
Yeah, it was really dumb.
Yeah.
Yes.
It made.
I got a surprise for you.
That was a pretty good one, even though I didn't know you could laugh like Little Kim. That was pretty good.
Trish came out. I was like, motherfucker.
You know what it is? You know exactly what it is. Tiffany Stratton is not a pure babyface. Her character is not a pure babyface, and she's trying to be a pure babyface, and it makes her look weak. It makes her look really bad.
Yeah.
You know, she I think I talked about this with Sir Charles off air, but she needs to. Trish is not the one to make Tiffany look like a face. That's correct. She needs to take cues from Kevin Owens in character. Kevin Owens, his entire character, whether he's face or he's heel, he's still kind of a dick, Kevin Owens. It just determines whether we like him or not at whatever part of the year it is.
Who is he being a dick to?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And Tiffany, when Tiffany was in NXT and when she first got on the roster, she was still a pretty much giant bitch. And then we liked her for being that. But then she tried to pander to them too much. And no, still be kind of that bitch and we'll still like you. And she's trying to be too happy-go-lucky and it doesn't fit her. You can hear it and see it she doesn't believe it. And I think that's the problem with her title run. Even as a may, Trish isn't winning this title. Trish is here for a paycheck. Tiffany's winning. Man.
Yeah.
I have two thoughts. One, if Tiffany really wanted a legend to have an amazing match with, I know Trish is the go-to. I understand, but Trish has had several turns. Where's Molly Holly? Let Molly Holly on the. I'm a huge
Mighty Molly.
Yeah, Mighty Molly. That would have been a great match. Probably not.
Absolutely not.
Not this day and age.
Here's my thing. Trish is winning the title.
What?
Trish is winning the title, and then Naomi's going to cash in. That's right. I'm flushing both briefcases this weekend. Naomi's going to cash in. Naomi's going to win the title. And who's got the title shot for Queen of the Ring for SummerSlam? Jade Cargill.
Honestly, Naomi taking out Trish would do wonders for her already good heel work.
Now, I get this is up there with Joe Hendry shows up at WrestleMania. But if I'm not mistaken,
and Joe Hendry did show up at WrestleMania.
Joe Hendry did show up at WrestleMania. You got a point.
This is one of those Mance manifest weird wrestling bullshit moments that I'm hoping actually happens.
Stranger things have happened, but no, I think that. Well, Mance, I think you have a point because their obvious story is Naomi's going to cash in and ruin Jade's title run and make people think it's going to put sympathy on Jade. I don't think enough people can really give a shit about Jade for that to really matter because. When Naomi cashes in on Jade, we're gonna cheer the fuck out of her in New York.
Right. But you won't.
That's just what we do.
Yeah, but it happened with Becky and Charlotte. Remember, Becky turned?
That's because it was BS that Charlotte got in that match, and we all hated that.
Oh no, I'm saying that was at SummerSlam.
Yeah, again, Charlotte weaved her way into that match, and we were like, this is BS. And then Becky turned, and we were like, yeah. Because remember, they wanted us to hate Becky for turning on Charlotte.
Was that a triple threat match?
It was supposed to be Carmella versus Becky, and then they inputted Charlotte thinking we were going to be happy that Charlotte was there, and it was going to make they thought we were going to hate Becky when Becky turned on Charlotte, and the complete opposite happened because they forgot they were in freaking Brooklyn.
And the man was born.
That was it. That was it.
And
the man was born.
It was not when Nia Jax broke her nose. It was here.
It was that SummerSlam match. Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, that was it.
Just picture it. Trish hits Stratusfaction. Trish locks in the sharpshooter just like she did.
Because, of course.
19 years ago. She wins title number 8. She's celebrating. You're dropping confetti. This may have to main event for this. You're dropping confetti. And she turns around and Naomi smashes it into her with the briefcase and the rear ending and wins the title.
I was going to say, I say Trish turns around and gets hit with a rear view, which I think is a funnier segment.
That makes Naomi the biggest heel in the company for that moment.
As long as Trish never returns.
As long as and then Trish doesn't get a rematch. Trish doesn't show up on SmackDown. Naomi's got the title. You've got Jade and Naomi for SummerSlam. To me, this.
Then what does Tiffany do?
Fucks off.
So yeah, that's the problem, man. So they've put so much time and effort into Tiffany Stratton.
Yes, Tiffy time is over.
Yeah, don't get me wrong, it is.
In NXT, Tiffy time was wonderful, and on SmackDown, Tiffy time is tedious.
Nice. Yeah, it's just she needs to rework her character. She can't be a face. And I think her losing, I'll give you this, Mance, her losing should, character development wise, give her the motivation to just be an angry bitch again. Angry pretentious bitch again.
I need Tiffy to be a heel. I need her to be the daddy's girl. I get what I want. And losing to Trish and then being an afterthought is exactly what will make her turn into that again.
Yeah.
It benefits everyone. Or she fucks off. I'm okay with that too.
Yeah. I just don't see Trish being the one to do it. It's going to be it's a showcase match for Tiffany to see if she can really work well with someone who's willing to work with her, unlike, when the Charlotte and Tiffany match that happened at Mania.
I will say Trish is a team player and comes in and works with anybody. So
it'll be a match that's good. I can't do it just yet for Trish. I would love it because I'm tired of Tiffy at this point. But we'll see what happens. Moving on to what will probably be one of the best match on the card, bar none, outside of the main event of Rhea and Io. Intercontinental Championship triple threat match: Lyra, Bayley, Becky. This is probably the best story on the card. They've kind of interwoven these storylines rather well for the most part. And it could be a toss-up, but I think the thing that sells it for me is that Becky was able to successfully turn Lyra on Bayley during their little promo segment.
Very good. Yeah, Becky did really well. And Lyra is so close. She is so close, but playing that role of, why didn't you call me back? I thought we're friends. Friendship matters, right? It's just like Lyra. And Bayley's right. She's like, Lyra, you're acting like a little bitch. Get over it. It's true. It's like, listen, you're an adult. Like, this is for money and a title. This is my career here.
And that's when Becky said what she said. And I was like, there it is.
Yeah, there it is. Lyra moving forward is going to be incredible.
I think Becky successfully turning Lyra on Bayley will be Lyra and Bayley's downfall. Becky sneaks away with the win.
Absolutely. 100%.
Yeah, I'm good with that. I said bell to bell, this is going to be fantastic.
Yes.
So I said in the group chat last night, no one's likable in this match. Becky's the heel, Bayley's whining, and Lyra's a brat. So I'm just like, So nobody's likable. Bell to bell, it's gonna be magnificent. And honestly, just for the little bit of shade that Becky threw on Big E right before the segment last night.
Oh yeah,
I'm going with Becky. Just her complimenting the New Day is fabulous. Becky's also fabulous in a different way. She looked like
I loved her outfit in a really weird way. I really did.
Yeah, it was some combination of like soccer player and B. Arthur from the Golden Girls, and it worked. And then she just said, "Hey, New Day, good job getting rid of Big E 6 months ago. He's the scumbag." It's like no one has anything bad to say about Big E on the planet, and everyone's just like, "Yeah, okay, I love Becky for that." So I'm going with Becky just because she threw the best shade, and honestly, Lyra had her turn. I don't see Bayley walking around with this title and making it mean as much as Becky can. So I'm going with Becky.
I just got a quick sideberg.
I was going to sideberg too.
I love how Becky gave condolences to the New Day, who were in mourning.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh my God!
Did you hear what Adam Pearce said?
No, what did he say?
So the New Day show up in their freaking all black stuff, and they said we're mourning, and Adam Pearce is like, but it's like 8 p.m. And
but
he's like, we're grieving, Adam. And like, we're grieving, Adam.
I was so funny.
I was like, the New Day found it again. They found a way to be ridiculous enough that you can't hate them that they're heels. You're going to start loving them again.
Xavier was just like, Kof, I got an idea.
What if we dress as ridiculous? What is up with Kofi's beard? He's rocking I used to rock. Beard, very thick, no mustache. It's a terrible look. No
it's
one
heel Kofi,
including
That's
me.
why. Oh my God, I love it. The New Day found it again. I don't know how. Like, I feel like the prop department hates them.
Yeah,
so much.
That was great. But yeah, no, Becky wins here. She's doing a great Palpatine, manipulating everyone against each other.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Bayley is just like, God, I don't want to babysit you, kid.
Yeah, pretty much. So I'm trying to win. So
she looks great. God, just whatever her outfit department on point. Whoever her stylist is, she's just like, let's make them titties bounce a little bit.
Bayley's probably Bayley's just one of the best looking women in WWE.
Yeah,
and has been for years. No one notices.
Yeah, she does a good job of hiding it, but she wants to show it. She shows it.
There's a great video of her at someone's wedding where she was like hammering. It was hysterical. Even SNME. Back to wrestling. Oh yeah, the NXT title's on the line too. Jordynne Grace is going up against JC Jane for the NXT Women's Championship. And I've always thought JC Jane was a shock champion and a transitional champion after no one saw her beating Stephanie Vaquer. And they have been toying with Jordynne Grace being the face of NXT. This happens all the time. You get an influx of talent, and 2 or 3 of them get fast tracked to the main roster. One stays back to really build up and keep the NXT Women's Division stable. Jordynne Grace is that person. I think Jordynne Grace wins the title here.
I agree. You got to give people a reason to tune into NXT, and if this is an audience who doesn't necessarily watch NXT consistently, a good showing, a new champ, it's like, okay, let's see what this bitch has got. Let's see what she's got. Moving forward.
And a powerhouse at that. Like, Jordynne Grace is just ridiculously strong.
She's terrifying.
Yeah. Yeah.
2 things I know better than Will Tereshik: NXT and TNA.
Facts.
The winner of this match is going to go to Slammiversary next week and take on Masha Slamovich. To again, I don't think unify. I think it's winner take all. The NXT Women's title and the TNA Knockouts title.
I will tell you in a second, but keep talking.
If it is JC Jane versus Masha Slamovich, no one on planet Earth is going to think JC Jane is going to come back with the TNA title.
Okay, so correction from the Department of Corrections. It is in a title versus title match.
So is it? There's not winning the titles.
It doesn't seem like it. It says title versus title.
Okay. Makes no difference to my argument.
Yeah.
No one's going to believe JC Jane is going to beat Masha Slamovich. But if Jordynne Grace walks into her old stomping grounds wearing another company's title, that's a threat to Masha Slamovich like that. Jordynne Grace, and yes, I know, I'm a Jordynne Grace mark.
So is Wade. Hashtag Wade cares.
We're gonna walk in there. Do I think this match will be fine? JCJ can hold her own. Jordynne Grace can work with anybody. And then next week, Masha and Jordynne are going to tear the house down and maybe steal the show. So it's Jordynne Grace.
We're going to be there, Will, so we'll let you know, man.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting that's next week.
It came up quick.
TNA shows, I typically buy Bound for Glory and Slammiversary every year. This year will be no different. This match is going to be fine. Jordynne and Masha is going to be stellar. So if Jay-Z happens to win, I think it hurts Slammiversary in a big way.
Slammiversary is a stacked card right now.
It's true.
It is absolutely wild. We get to see the Hardys in a ladder match, Will.
Hell yeah.
It's like seeing an eclipse nowadays.
Just what their body needs.
Listen, AJ Francis is also in this ladder match, so this is going to be very entertaining.
Jeff, I heard something this week. Jeff Hardy's been sober for 3 years.
Yeah, so apparently.
Great for Jeff. It was not the drugs making him jump off of things. He just likes jumping off of things.
Yeah. It was never about the drugs. So there's that. Moving on to this could be very interesting. A no holds barred match. No holds barred match. That's the wrong one. Naomi and Jade Cargill. This is the reason I believe Naomi's not cashing in.
She's gonna get killed.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting. There's no rules, which favors both of them. It especially favors Jade Cargill, who's a little bit more novice, obviously, in the wrestling ring, where she can show up her strength and destruction. And obviously, this has been brooding for a very, very long time. Jeez, who do I even have here? I don't even have anybody here. I need to figure it out.
Oh, Jade. Easy peasy, Jade.
I think Jade, because you want to make Jade look strong going into SummerSlam, which is going to, challenge for the world title, whether it be Tiffy or somebody else. So
no, it's 100% Jade. And honestly, it's the same thing as I said before about the Seth Rollins loss to Randy Orton before the Heist of the Century. You want Naomi to lose fairly decisively, so you forget that Naomi's there. This match should go on first. This should open the show.
Okay.
Naomi, beat the fuck out of Naomi. Beat Naomi in this match. She goes back to medical. She goes to catering. She has a sandwich. And then once
she has a sandwich.
once Trish wins the title, she's like, oh shit. She grabs a briefcase. She runs out. She wins the title.
Gets a little pick me up from Big Jim.
Yeah.
Big Jim. Oh my God. Naomi's been great on social media.
So, I mean, does she look like Boo Boo the Fool? No, she's going to win the title. She will lose this match to win the title. Edge lost to Ric Flair on purpose the night he cashed in on John Cena. Losing earlier in the night is not a disqualifier from winning a cash.
Yeah, same thing happened with
Seth.
Yeah, absolutely.
I will say this. I don't want her to cash in so quickly because I still want to see that briefcase. That custom briefcase is phenomenal. Her caution tape briefcase is really cool. I kind of want one
this year. I love Seth's.
I do like the caution tape one, but yeah, we can go with Jade here. I'm down for Jade. You got to make her look strong, stronger than she already actually is in real life because she is scary. I watched that Celtic Warrior workout with her and Sheamus. My goodness, she made Sheamus like almost cry.
I love how the women come in and just wreck Sheamus' shit every time,
all the time. The one with him and Stephanie McMahon was really funny too. That was really, really good. But moving on to, we are almost at the end here. It is, all right, Fatal 4-Way tag team title match with Roxanne and Raquel because Roxanne has taken Liv's place as the tag team champion. I don't know where we've had that storyline before. Versus the Kabuki Warriors, Asuka and Kairi Sane versus Sol Ruca, the current NXT North American Women's Champion, and Zarya, who also came in along with Stephanie and Julia in that class, versus, again, everybody's favorite over Dave Malkowitz's classic, Strange Bedfellows of Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. It is to be noted that as of today, when we were recording this episode, Charlotte Flair did come out with a very, very good piece, in my opinion, on the Players Tribune about her life and about, her wrestling career in general. And one of the poignant things she talked about was the fact that when it comes to aging in wrestling, women are looked at completely different than males. And one of the goals she wants to do, one of the things she wants to accomplish is to kind of take that whole age thing away. If I can find the quote, I will tell you about it. But she talked about how she's 39, and she's considered old as a female performer. But
she's 39.
But wow. Cody Rhodes is like 7 years her senior. John Cena's and CM Punk's like in his mid 40s,
mid to late 40s.
Roman Reigns is also in his mid to late 40s, and they're seen as in their prime.
Yeah, no, she's 100% correct.
So it's a very good article. I put it in our Discord. Will I think I put it in the WWE?
Yeah, no, you did. No, it's 100%. She also talks about how the 4 horsewomen aren't friends anymore.
Well, she said we're not all friends.
Yeah, Bayley and Sasha are friends, but like.
And Becky and Charlotte are on and off, I think.
Yeah, but Becky and Bayley aren't friends. Becky and Shasa aren't friends. But yeah, it's like the four of them aren't as a group friends anymore compared to what they used to be.
Yeah, but she said that they all have respect for each other.
Yeah, of course you have to. Mm-hmm. I think Charlotte. I think the fact that fans don't like her genuinely bothers her.
If you read the article, it's part of it is she talks about she talked about the Tiffy moment.
Oh, I bet.
And she talked about how that was like her genuine shock. That was a real reaction from her, which is more credence to the fact that wasn't planned,
right?
And it was a shoot, and we talked at length about that in a previous show. So if you read the article, you get a little bit of more Ashley and not Charlotte.
Yeah, I feel. It's really nice. I said a long time ago, like I pity Charlotte. I generally feel bad for her because fame wasn't the best thing for her. As an incredible career she had, like Charlotte is a phenomenal athlete, phenomenal wrestler, phenomenal performer, and she deserves all her flowers. But Ashley, the woman, there's a lot of baggage there, man. There's a lot of dark things in there, and a lot of things I think she needs to work out. And I feel bad for her but I also understand why fans just can't stand her. And sometimes I can't.
It's one of those things. It's one of those things where we have to kind of
like she can never be she can't be a face. She just cannot be a face. The fans won't let her.
It doesn't work.
She was a face for a while and worked for a little bit, but then like the persona of Charlotte the Queen is a heel.
Yeah.
Is a heel. And it's one of those things where she didn't really mention in the article, but she like the grace we give to somebody like Cena in terms of like character. We're like, I don't like John Cena the character, but I like John Cena the person, doesn't always translate to other performers.
Yeah,
no, that's very fair. A lot of people just take Charlotte as, oh, this must be how she is in real life.
Correct. Yeah,
and that cannot be the case. It just cannot be the case.
Yeah.
There were, and I know it's kind of a sore subject for her now, but if you were on TikTok and you saw these videos of while they were married, her and Andrade being normal people, they look like perfectly lovely people.
Yeah.
But of course, when you get back to here, she's got to be Charlotte Flair, and people don't like Charlotte Flair. As far as can she ever be a babyface again? If there's a way to babyface her, they have put her with the right person to do it.
Mm-hmm.
I think Alexa could do wonders for this. However, I don't think they're going to be together long enough to do so because I think they just can't help but pull the trigger and make Charlotte see Alexa as a threat and move past her or through her.
Yeah,
which is sad.
Yeah, it's a very interesting article. I implore everybody to read it, to be honest with you, because she pulls back the curtain. She talks about her divorces. She talks about the Tiffy moment. She talks about Reed. One of the more poignant parts in the article, she's talking about Reed she had just gotten to FCW and was getting in an NXT and doing really well. And Reed had called her and was like, and he wasn't doing well. And he said, I need you to, can you come home, or whatever. And she was like, I will. And she even reveals, she goes, I never went home. And then Reed died.
Yeah, he died.
And she said, the reason I didn't go home is because I was having too much fun wrestling. And it was one of those things like, oh wow, she actually went there. So she talks about that. She talks about her dissolution of her marriage with Andrade and all the things like that. So it was the most Ashley I've ever seen in anything that she's ever done. And I liked it.
Good for her. Good for her, man. It's not easy. It's not easzy to do. Put all your dirty laundry out there.
It's a long article too. Like she did a lot, and the way she wrote it was really well written.
And let's be super honest. It cannot be easy to be Ric Flair's kid.
No, absolutely not.
She tried to hide it when she got to FCW apparently too.
No.
So the story was when she first got there, Norman Smiley was the head trainer, and he was like, "Oh, you got to do onboarding stuff." And one of the questions was, "Do you know somebody who's in the wrestling business?" And she tried to put my father, and Norman Smiley went back and goes, "No, it's not going to cut it. You have to name names."
And then she just started, fine, the limousine riding, jet flying. And son of a gun, he can't keep his fucking alligator down.
She should have been like, fine, dusty roads.
Tully Blanchard.
Yeah, right. Oh my God. But yeah, all right. So back to this match. That was just a little sidebar about the Charlotte article, and it's really, really freaking good. Listen, the NXT tag titles travel between brands. It's a weird thing. This would be a toss-up. Roxanne and Raquel, I think, should win this because it's more fuel to how Judgment Day just kind of just has every title known to man at this point.
They're a faction that just won't fucking die, dude.
They won't.
No, they're fucking cockroaches.
I don't know how they keep doing it, but yeah.
I don't want them to break up. I think they're still really good together.
I saw them.
They're entertaining.
In person while I was married. That was 2.5 years ago.
That's true.
It was Edge and Damian and Rhea. Those guys aren't in it anymore, but these people are still around.
They're everybody's favorite emo wrestling faction.
I think Liv's coming back sooner than we give her credit for, too.
Oh, no, not for. She's 3 to 4 months. She'll be back in the fall, max. She's missing all of this.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But I don't think she'll be gone like a year.
No.
Like the way they're playing on TV, they were like, Raquel was like, guys, she's not dead.
I'd say
like she's like, she'll be back soon. And Finn's like, no, she won't. I broke my shoulder. Like I had the same injury. I separated my shoulder.
And he should have gotten real sad. He was like, and nothing was ever the same again. Just throws a real shit in there.
It just like zooms in on his face like nothing was there. And then they pan out again. I'm like, all right, so that's what we're gonna do next. Oh my God.
There's no storyline reason for anybody but Raquel and Roxanne to win this match.
Maybe Bliss and Flair, because strange bedfellows.
No. These titles don't need more of that. It happens all the time. It's happening right now. They need if anyone in this group is going to win it besides them, it needs to be the Kabuki Warriors, but they just got back together. So
and it made it seem like it was a one night only thing.
Yes, and also let me see if I do this correctly. Sideberg. In this picture, looking at Asuka right here, she looks like Violent J. I'm just going to put that out there. ICP.
Yeah.
Sorry.
She gives me ICP vibes too.
The ADHD took over for a second there.
It's fine.
It's got to be Raquel and Roxanne. And not just because of more booking that I have to put on this table later on. It just storyline wise, it doesn't make any sense. They have to win this so it can be much worse when they do lose it, and then Liv shows up and like, what the fuck did you do to my faction or boyfriend?
Exactly,
or both. So there's that. So yeah, Roxanne and Raquel, we all think they're going to retain. Moving on to the final match that we're going to predict, and again, one of the more unpredictable
featuring Nikki Bella.
The Evolution Battle Royal. Again, Nikki Bella was supposed to have a marquee match against Liv. Liv ended up hurting herself against Kyrie. And now Nikki Bella is essentially relegated to the Evolution Battle Royal. The winner of this gets a championship match at Clash in Paris. Obviously, Nikki Bella has announced for this. Ivy Nile, I think, is also announced for this match. She got in. But there's not much of anybody else. It could be anybody that could show up. We don't know how many women are going to be in this battle royal. It could be a legend, probably not. Nikki Bella's probably the legend. Or as Kay made the great guess of, Eva Marie, obviously.
Always.
No, Kay's pick is Stephanie Vaquer, which I could see that as a potential battle
great pick.
winner.
I'm gonna go Bianca Belair. Is there a reason she's not on TV? Is she's not injured? No, she hurt
the finger.
But that was what? That was right after WrestleMania?
It depends on if she tore ligaments and fingers are finicky.
Yeah, I mean,
because remember, you can't rest your finger, especially if it's her dominant hand.
Right. Yeah, no, fingers tough to. Oh my God, if Rousey comes back, that'd be wild. No, I see a 0% chance Ronda Rousey comes back.
I will say this: Michelle McCool is not coming back. Michelle McCool said she has not been asked to return.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, of course she's gonna say that. You want to ruin a surprise? Come on now. Yeah, I think Stephanie Vaquer is a great pick. It's a safe pick, but I'm gonna roll the dice and I'm gonna go Bianca Belair because she's featured so prominently on the poster.
I think that was a poster done before all the changes happened.
That's still.
Yeah, fair enough. I'm going to go absolutely crazy tinfoil hat here based on the fact that she posted on Instagram with her wrestling shoes or wrestling boots a couple weeks ago. And WWE on their social media started reposting her old matches. And somebody is going to skip to and around the ring again.
One every show.
AJ Lee. That's who I'm going with.
Huh.
She posted a picture of her in her Chuck Taylor wrestling boots, and WWE started reposting her old matches.
It's enticing.
Could be a swerve, bro.
I like the idea.
It could be.
You also have the option. Soraya's out there, and she's available now.
And because because AEW doesn't do no non-compete clauses, so Paige could show up as well.
Yeah, she's really. I'm gonna go.
She did do a swerve. Paige did tweet. She's like, "Oh, she goes it's Evolution this week, which is like last week." So,
I'm gonna go left field, which I know, shocker. I'm going left field.
How much more left field can you get?
Santina Morella.
Santina.
No.
Yeah.
So we know that Nikki Bella's in this match.
Don't say it.
What if Brie Bella's also in this match?
I knew it.
What if we get to the end and there's only two competitors left, and it's Nikki Bella and it's Brie Bella?
Which one's which? Oh,
and instead of fighting each other,
Thanks a lot, John Cena.
Instead of fighting each other, they demand a tag team title match at SummerSlam.
God, that'd be so funny.
So, I know sometimes I throw these out here, and I'm kidding. My legitimate pick is the Bella Twins win this match.
And then just for shits and giggles, Nikki Bella just decks Brie one more time.
I mean, that's what they did in the Royal Rumble years ago.
She always finds a way to punch Brie.
I wish you die in the womb.
Well, not that moment, but yeah.
So, yeah, I know I'm picking both Bella Twins to win this particular match.
There was some speculation that they wanted Brie back for when it was going to be Nikki and Liv, probably versus like Raquel and.
I see them.
Yeah.
I mean, I honestly could see them winning the titles and like taking. And granted, the way WWE works now, you show up on TV on Monday, you go home, you wrestle a match every pay-per-view, you go home. They could still be doing their thing and the tag champions on TV all the way up until Liv is ready to come back, and then you throw the whole wrench of. And granted, it's the Judgment Day; they just give their titles back every time. So
that's true.
Yeah, pretty much.
If they hang on to it till Survivor Series or TLC, then Liv and Raquel can get the titles back. So I'm going the Bella Twins is my pick.
Crazier things have happened.
I know. I make them happen. I am some sort of wizard.
I make them happen.
Listen, I mean, of all the shows, this has been probably the biggest rush job of putting together a card.
Yeah.
So,
dude, WWE is doing too many shows. It's every other week now. It's too much.
It's not December to Dismember because we know the matches, but it was getting there.
It was a rush. It was almost like once Liv got injured, they were like, "Oh, what do we do now?"
Yeah. No, I think in general, WWE is becoming oversaturated.
A little bit. They've been doing a lot. They've been doing a lot with all of these shows and international stuff, and money hungry. And I get it, make your money, but it is kind of taking the product. And it's funny because the scarcity at this point in comparison for AEW has actually made them a better product.
Yeah.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
The WWE is running the risk of fatiguing us, and this is a second Mania. If they run a Mania weekend every quarter, we're going to get fatigued.
That's why Mania should be only 2-night event. That's just me.
Yes,
SummerSlam a 2-night event, I think, is definitely a mistake.
Yes, we're going to have this. We're going to have SummerSlam weekend, and there's going to be an NXT show that weekend.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And so
it's going to be like Heat Wave or something.
Exactly. Royal Rumble should be 2 nights.
We get to Survivor Series weekend. We're going to have an NXT show then. And then Royal Rumble this year. I almost guarantee in a couple of years, 2-night Royal Rumble, each night capped by one of the Royal Rumbles.
Oh, yeah. That's going to happen.
Yeah, definitely.
There's
Makes
UFC. There's
I don't
UFC
like it, but
every
I'm probably gonna have
weekend right now. Like TKO runs UFC every weekend. And you know what? I just don't give a damn about anymore. UFC. Couldn't care less.
You know what TKO also runs periodically as well?
Bull riding.
PBR. Yep. Yeah.
You want to know how much TKO stock is up this year?
Let's see how much.
21%.
Damn.
Well, I mean,
yeah, they hit an all-time high last week at around $180.
Oh, then they're not going to change a goddamn thing.
They're just under 180. They were just under 182.
Yeah, we're not going to change anything then.
Well, I forgot about this about the Night of Champions. Fuck, I forgot about my joke. So I'm changing my vote to 9 for Night of Champions because did you notice there were no corporate sponsors fucking anywhere during that women's match, the hardcore match? So it was just a regular table, not a Jiffy Lube table or Jiffy Lube Slim Jim table. There were no corporate sponsors other than Riyadh season fucking anywhere.
Well, yeah, it's their own exclusive event.
Yeah, and it was so refreshing. No corporate sponsors anywhere.
Well, no, Riyadh season is the corporate sponsor.
Yes. I know, that's it.
And I mean this in the most respectful way possible. Are Slim Jims a thing in Saudi Arabia?
I don't believe so.
I don't think they are because they're a
God. Do they have American products in Saudi Arabia?
Well, they have some, but I mean, it's a Muslim country. They do not eat pork.
Slim Jims actually pork? That pork? I wouldn't call that pork.
Based. It was at one time part of a pig.
So was a hot dog, but still.
Yeah.
And people thought the show was going to get canceled because of the Iran thing. So Ricky, actually, I ran the math to the numbers. Apparently, Saudi Arabia and Iran fucking hate each other. So go figure.
I mean, Rick will tell you all that week. I was like, they're going to cancel this fucking show. They got to do something. They're stuck there. And like, no, they didn't do a goddamn thing. And
dude, they were literally stuck at the airport like years ago, and they still went back.
Yeah,
they were stuck on the way leaving.
Yeah, they didn't let them leave.
Except they let Brock leave, but I would let Brock leave too.
And Vince left. Vince left. Everyone just later fuckers.
Vince and Brock left, and everybody got stuck behind.
Yeah. So
that's how you know Vince did it. So, with that being said, we are finally at the end of all these super shows and cards. Evolution. How well do you think it's going to be? I'll go first again. Listen, I think this is the second best booked card of the weekend. All things considered, this is potentially be really good. I'm going to go 8. They're going to be above the bar. They're going to be above.
Yeah, I agree. I expect above the bar, so I'm going to go 8 as well.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember what I said for. I said 8.5 for AEW, so I'm going to say 8.25 for.
You are really Dave Malkowiching it here.
No, that's fine. I respect it. You're allowed. You're the guest.
8.25 for this because it's going to be above the bar. I honestly don't think it'll be as good as All In, but it'll be better than the other stuff happening this weekend.
It's going to be crazy to say I don't think anything beats All In as long as they do it well. I don't think anything beats All In this weekend.
I agree completely.
100%. Even if the wrong Okada shows up.
Yeah, and it's funny that I have this much faith in AEW because the last time I had faith in AEW, they had Exploding Barbed Wire Deathmatch, and then I lost all faith for a really long time, and I think rightfully so. So we did it. We did it, folks. We finally went through another massive WrestleMania-like weekend for wrestling, a big, beautiful wrestling BBW weekend for all of us, and who doesn't love a good BBW? But before we get into the outs and stuff, Mance, Chappell, I think you have a special announcement for everybody.
I do. As I mentioned in April when we did the show for WrestleMania, I get the itch when we do this. And September of this year marks 10 years since the very first Gift the Podcast hit the airwaves. So I am, not forever, but for a little bit, I'm returning to podcasting. Mance Chappell's Way Back Wrestling Machine will debut in September. I'm subtitling it WCW Wild Hot Celebrity Summer. We're going to watch WCW Nitros from June until I believe Road Wild. The rise of Karl Malone, Dennis Rodman, and Jay Leno in WCW. And as it turned out, the very first world title win of Bill Goldberg. It was the second fucking episode. It is. I think when all said and done, it's going to be 10 episodes. Starting in September to celebrate the 10th anniversary of the Gift Podcast, I will be here on Wrestle Addict Radio. This is my home when it comes to podcasting. And 10 episodes, Frets. No, I can't do that again. I did the end of WCW. Holy shit. I can't do this. This is the quote unquote the good part, and it's not good. It's not good at all.
I can't wait.
If this does well, I'll pick out another 10 episodes or so in the future. Maybe we'll do one every year. But I'm having a lot of fun. I have watched everything but Road Wild, and I've recorded about half the episodes. So September, I'm going to start dropping them here on Wrestling Radio, and it's going to be a good time. And yes, Frets, we're still on. I gotta say, when I listen to you guys and I'm not on the show, and you guys finish like an hour and 10 minutes, like what the hell happened? Where's the other half of the show? But when I'm on the show, it's 2.5 hours long every time.
Listen, you make some great points that we have to really talk about and dispute. And so let me be one of the first people to say, even though I've known about this for a pretty long time. Welcome back, Mance.
It's good. It's fun.
Welcome back. And you already know my idea for when you do Cruiserweight Classic has 10. That's a great point. That's a great way back one you can do. Cruiserweight Classic has 10.
The Cruiserweight Classic was good. The Mae Young Classic was also good. If everyone wants to relive me losing my mind over Lacey Lane, who eventually became Caden Carter, almost beating Meiko Satomura, that's still ingrained in my head. I'm looking at stuff like that. That's the kind of thing I want to do. I want to grab.
I have one for you. It would take you a couple of seasons to do. Takeovers.
I looked at it. There are 42, and I thought about that's 3 sets of 14. That would.
I thought it was 31. I thought it was 31 or 32 of them.
I looked at. There are actually 42.
Oh, okay.
Takeovers. So
that's a lot.
That's a lot. So I know I wouldn't do 42 straight weeks, but I could do 14 here and then something else and then 14 there. I haven't seen them all. I 100% haven't seen them all. So that might be fun to do.
Yeah. Just to see who was on those cards is also the more.
That's the crazy thing. I'm like, well, what happened to this guy? What happened to that guy? Who's
Man, do you remember the first one you watched? I do.
Yes, I do.
I don't remember what it was called, but I remember what happened.
I remember the main event. Bayley, Sasha, Iron Woman.
That was the first one?
That's the first takeover I watched.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. I think the first one I watched was when was it Bo Dallas was champion.
Wow. So you were OG.
Yeah, actually, no. I think it was the one where it was Charlotte Natty, which put Charlotte on the map.
That was one of the first takeover? Ones.
I think that was a takeover. It was one of the first
ones. Okay, then that's
the
first one I watched.
Yeah, where Brett was in Natty's corner and Ric Flair was wooing in the other corner.
My first one was Kevin Owens' debut.
Okay, my bad.
Oh, what a great
when Sammy won a title, then Kevin Owens murdered him.
Yeah. My God.
Sammy won a title, KO's debut. Frets, me too.
Yeah. Oh my God, because that was the you can't win the big one, Sammy.
God, he beat Adrian Neville.
Yeah.
Because Adrian Neville had his number.
Mm-hmm. You can't win the big one, and then Kevin went out to celebrate him, and then they just annihilated Sammy.
That's the first. So my first takeover was the first takeover. I'm an idiot. I didn't watch another one till Bayley and Sasha.
All right, fair enough. That's fair.
All right, understandable.
So it was like because that was when they tried to put NXT. Like
that's the third brand.
In the words, it's like Arrival or something. Like they try
NXT
to
R Arrival, yeah.
R Arrival. Yeah. They try to have like the letter R or something in all the titles, and fuck it, just call it Takeover.
Yeah. Because there was like Takeover Fatal 4-Way, Takeover R Arrival. There's a lot of Takeover like subnames.
So, yeah, I that's something I would love to do. So, but let's get these first 10 out first before we book me out for the next 2 years.
We gotta do merchandise brand. We got a brand new shop to put your stuff on and things too. Exclusive things. We'll work on it. We got time.
Oh yeah.
We got to get through all of his wrestling first. And with that being said, let's get the hell out of here. Are you staying for the post show, Mance?
Yeah, I'll be here for a little bit.
Yeah, we can BS for a little bit. And someone can give us like kind of update on NXT or whatever. NXT R Evolution was.
That's what it was. Our Evolution.
Our Evolution. That's what it was. So yeah. All right. So let's get this show on the road. Ladies and gentlemen, you have been listening to Kings of the Rings podcast, episode number 413, BBW, Big Beautiful Wrestling. Because who doesn't love something that's big and that's beautiful and that's wrestling? Because we all love BBWs, even though you may not want to admit it in person. I'm your host, King Ricky Rose. You can find me at Bachelor Biggs across all social media outlets, BIGZ in Bachelor Biggs. Find Kings of the Rings podcast at KOTR_podcast across all social media outlets. Like, share, subscribe, leave us some 5-star reviews. The links to all of that are in the description below. If you're listening to us, make sure you're listening to us on Wrestle Addict Radio, the cure for the common wrestling podcast. Now with the returning gift of podcast, Mance Chappell. Follow Wrestle Addict Radio socials at addict_wrestle on Twitter and at Wrestle Addict Radio, all one word, everywhere else. Links again to all of that are in the description below. Also links to some of our great merch, which I'm wearing right now. Thank you, Kay, for designing all of this. Are in the description below as well. Yeah, Will's got his little hat. Yeah, look at that. Actually does look really good on you. You look.
No, it does. No, it fits. It fits me. It fits me really, really well.
You look like a virgining like Hollywood producer.
Oh God.
Something like that.
But I told you, dude. Look at it. You know, when I'm wearing it, you see the logo. It seems to be 20% bigger.
A little bit. I'll check the stuff.
It's like no, you are right though. Like just like over here, because on top it's correct. Maybe if it was a little lower and a little wider.
Yeah, I'll double check it.
Yeah, if you can fix it, I'll buy it again.
There we go. Will Tarashot.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, it's Willie T. Yankees are currently winning 1-0. Nice. The bottom is 6. They had a rain delay. So yeah, go Yankees.
All right. Mance Chappell, anything that you want to say?
At the moment, stay tuned for the Wayback Wrestling Machine coming this September. You can check me out on TikTok at Mance Chappell. I sometimes talk about wrestling. I most of the time talk about my kids. Still a good time. It looks like I'm back. I'm going to be around. And it'll be like I never left. I'll be losing my mind over weird shit in wrestling.
I'm glad we gave you the itch, my friend.
Yeah, well, we're good. We're good for a lot of things. Well, giving you the itch is never a good thing. So, speaking of itch, make sure you enjoy a lot of your itching and a lot of your BBW this weekend. Great American Bash, All In, Evolution, Saturday night's main event. Hopefully no more Goldberg to Mance's delight, but we will see. So if you're not going to enjoy that BBW, I'm sure you're enjoying BBW somewhere else. So until next week, folks, when we inevitably break that down. And oh yeah, for the first time ever, talk about a TNA show next week. Goodbye. Good night. We'll see you soon. And maybe no, he doesn't watch that, but fuck you, Slack anyways. We'll see you next week. This has been a Wrestle Addict Radio branded podcast.